everyone, welcome to my channel. Serenity Scribbles here, and today I'm going to be going over all of the completed coloring pages that I did in January and February, and I had a small January, so I figured I'd lump these two together. I got a lot done, even though January was kind of light. So let's get started. So the first one I did is in Girl Moments by Coco Wyo. And this one was, I did this around the time that it was for New Year's. And here we are. For this, I used alcohol markers and Prismacolor color pencils. I had some gel acrylic markers for the lights. And I used some the Lingual gel pens for the fireworks and also some acrylic markers here. And yeah, that was that page. I enjoyed it a lot. Really simple. I drew in the, I'm not a great drawer, but I wanted her to have kind of like a scene to look at outside of the window. So I drew that in. So that was that page. Next, we've got Hot Manga Flights of Fancy by Camilla Derico. And this one took me a while to do. As you can see, which is probably why I didn't get a lot done in January. This one I did with, make sure you can see it in the camera. This one I did with Inktense pencils, Neocolor Chews, and then I used Prismacolor and some Faber-Castell Polychromos to do the shading. And I think that was it. And I think I used pit pins on their little beaks here. I used pit pins there. But this was my first time coloring in one of these books. So the paper held up fairly okay. You can see it kind of wrinkled a little bit. But otherwise it went okay. I really enjoyed doing this page. I love the author's artwork, so I went ahead and bought most of all of her books. So you'll see more of that coming from me. And I enjoyed, I'm really kind of getting used to the Inktense pencils and as a water medium. So it was different. I'm still getting used to it, trying to get the hang of it, but I do like them, so I'll be using them again. Right, so the next one we have is Through the Decades by Coloring Dangles. This is a small artist that I follow, I think, on TikTok, and I just love their work. They have some other books I'll be coloring in that I've gotten. And here's a page I did. Again, this was like kind of towards the end of the year. I really liked it. I use, again, alcohol markers, Ohuhu. I use gel pen for the sign, and acrylic marker and gel pen for the snow effect here. And here on the awning there. Yeah, and that's with that one. And I used the Lingual gel pen here on the asphalt to kind of give it that concrete asphalt look. And then I use acrylic marker here in between the brick for the mortar. I think that's what you call it, mortar in between the brick. But yeah, that's that one. I really liked it. I think the characters are really cute, and I liked how I did the hat, the little detail on the hat, and his shoes. in the snow. Kind of reminded me when I was younger. I might be dating myself, but with the car and the big box TV, we used to have that in my house when I was a kid. So that's that one. All right, so the next one is A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. This is my first time. I have all pretty much a lot of her a million books, and I just started kind of coloring in them. I've just started my journey coloring last year. It's been about a year I've started coloring, so I've just been branching out to different mediums and markers and pencils and watercolors. So a lot of this I'm just kind of new to. Um, but this is the page I did, and that in this book. So this one I used Derwent Inktense pencils. Pretty much everywhere, all on the background, his coat, pants. The flowers I did Neocolor Choose. And then for like the veins and the lily pads, I think I used Prismacolor on these. It may have been the polychromos, but I think I tried both. I think I ended up liking the Prismacolor better. And then here with the little fairies and their wings and kind of like these tight spaces, I used, and here on their little instrument, I used the Staedtler Pitt pens as well as the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. Um, and I think that's it. And I use like a metallic gel pen for the little flute here to kind of give it that metallic look. And then the white gel pen on the little water bubbles and the to outline the water here at the bottom. Yep. And I think that was it. It was again still getting used to kind of the Inktense pencils and um, blending, but I kind of wanted it to be kind of like a light going into darkness. So it came out the way I wanted it to. Um, but still getting used to it. But I was happy how this came out, especially the frogs. I like little fat frogs playing instruments. Kind of reminded me like a scene out of New Orleans or like Mardi Gras, especially since he's got the little crown on. So I enjoyed this one. And again, the paper came out okay, a little wrinkled, but decent. So that is that one. The next one we have is going to be Comfy Life by Coloring Book Cafe. I like all types of books. I like the cozy, the cute and comfy and the cozy books. I like the ones with the more difficult illustrators. I like them all. I like the cute and comfy books because they're really easy just to kind of whip out when I'm sitting in front of the TV or if I just want to relax and I don't want to have to think as hard. Um, and they are on the Amazon paper, but I don't mind it. I mean, I do mind it at certain points, but it's okay for when you're just kind of wanting to relax and color. So, the page I did in here is this one. And for this one, I used the alcohol markers. I used acrylic marker for his little fur, his wool fur. I don't know if you can see, it has kind of a bit of a texture there. And acrylic marker here for the cake icing. And in the background, I used the Lingual gel pen for the kind of the wallpaper and acrylic marker here for the cabinet knobs. So that was that one. This one was really fun. I wanted to kind of challenge myself to just a really limited profile. I mean, a limited color palette. And I like the way it came out. Let me make sure. And I'm like obsessed with strawberries. So for some reason, I've just been obsessed with strawberries. So if this is what drew me to the page, and then I added that's acrylic marker for the seeds for the strawberries. And next we've got Happy Moments, Fuzzy Buddies coloring book, and that's by Ogigi, I think is how you pronounce it. And this one is a really cute little cozy book. This one I did for my birthday, as you can see, and I used alcohol markers. This was a mix between Ohuhu alcohol markers and Arctics. Yeah, and I used my gold gel pen for the outline here and to create kind of that pom-pom kind of effect on the hats. And then acrylic marker to outline the balloons. Yeah. And this was my birthday page. I really liked the way it came out. I thought it was really cute. And I like the piggies. I thought it was just really cute. Them taking a picture and the balloon effect. I used acrylic marker along with the alcohol markers to kind of give it that effect of a reflection on the balloon. That's what I was going for anyway. All right. That is that one. And that was from my birthday. All right. All right. So the next one is going to be Cozy Corner by Coco Wayo. And this is one where Coco Wayo came out with the thicker paper, which I always appreciate. I think this one's Random House. This is one of the Random House ones. And this is the one that I did. I was away on a work trip, and I brought this one with me. And I had a limited color palette, limited tools. So, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself with that, with the purple kind of teal palette. So it's again with, I use, these are Arctics alcohol markers. And then I use the Posca colored pencils. I've had them for a while and I never used them. I think it's like 36 in the set. I might be wrong, but it's a limited set. And so that's why I brought it with me on my work trip. Easy to pack up. And I like them. So they were okay. Not my, they're not Prismacolors. But they were okay for a travel set. So that's what I used here kind of on some of the outlines. And for the background, I used the King Art gel sticks and the Faber-Castell gelatos. So these and these. Let's do that. And then I just used my mechanical eraser and a stencil to kind of get the bokeh effect, the background. And I like the way it came out. I think it's really cute, and I like the color palette on it. It's not something I would usually go with, but it was fun to do while I was out of town, stuck in a hotel on a work trip. Yep. So that's that one. So this next one I did, see, this is Reveries by Nami. Let's see, make sure you can see. I'll zoom out a little bit. Okay, yeah, so Reveries by Miami Kanani. I'm sorry if I butchered that. So this one I did, I was on my way out to the work trip. Like my whole life was revolving around this work trip. But I was on my way out to the work trip, so I got half of it done, and then I did the rest when I came back. And I saw this happen to another YouTuber, but when I was going in, and I want to be kind of careful here, but when I was going in to kind of open it, the page just kind of came right on out. So that's kind of unfortunate, but this is what I did in there. And again, I used a combination of the Ohuhu and Arctic's alcohol markers, and then I just used the white gel pen for her ruffles. And for this kind of effect here with the teacup, I was inspired by my grandmother. She loves teacups, and she left me teacups when she passed away. And one of the teacups that I have, she had a lot of teacups like these. It's like a whole, 16 or so set. Um, she called it her china. But anyways, one of them looks like this, and it kind of has like these muted rose palette, and I wanted to bring that in there. I just used like the colorless blender and then a couple colors to kind of give it that almost watercolor effect on her brooch and her teacup set. And I used Prismacolor pencils for the shading on her skin, and I think that was it. Acrylic marker here for the clouds, and that was it. But I really enjoyed it. This book is a little creepy, not something I don't really do, like creepy missing eyeballs and weird eyeballs and stuff. I like weird, like on the covers, got like a face and a flower. I normally don't go for that, but I think this one's just cute enough or interesting enough that I went for it. This next one is by it's a artist. This is the Elijah Deck, Volume 3. I did this kind of simple page, but I love these illustrations. They're like the right mix of just cute and comfy, and um, but it's to where you can add your own details. And I did this using, again, alcohol markers. You can tell that's my favorite medium. Gel pen for the grass detail. Um, and gel acrylic marker for the rain detail here to outline the black line and create additional raindrops on the characters. And I think that's it for this one. And I used some colored pencil to kind of shade the doggies, I guess they are, little doggy bears. Really cute little things here, little characters. It reminds me of me and my husband. So uh, it was dedicated to me and my hubby. But I like this one. It's really cute. And I love this artist. I have her other book, or him or their other books. I'm not sure if it's a girl or boy, but I got their or what they go by their pronouns. But I have their other books. The next one is The Huldra Folk Nordic Winter by Oda Agda. Um, this one I did obviously with alcohol marker, a white gel pen, acrylic marker, and I think that's all that I used. Um, I when I'm using the only the drawback to kind of the Amazon paper is thin, and so it's really hard to get a blend like on the sky to get it kind of blended the way you want. Oh, and I used a metallic gold pen on the character's little buckle here. And I know it's a polar bear. I mean, they should have a black nose, but it reminds me of my little dog. He doesn't have a pink nose either, but I just thought he would look really cute with a pink nose, and it does. And so I really love how kind of the fur detail came out. I did that with the gel pen. The only thing I wish I kind of had put more detail into the mountains, but otherwise I think it came out pretty cute. Just a cute little winter page, and I was really focused on that little buddy right there. And I did this one in celebration of Valentine's Day. So again, alcohol markers and a lot of acrylic marker work. Basically, getting rid of all the black lines or covering all the black lines, I guess. Um, yeah, those were the two things I did. And then I had the gold metallic pen here for the clouds. But this one I really absolutely, I love this one. I just love the way it came out. I think I added a little bit of Prismacolor pencil here for the bunny for some shading to kind of give them that pink shading for her, the pink shading. But a lot of heavy acrylic work on flowers here. This is all alcohol marker here though. The gradient between the flowers is all alcohol marker. But I just love the way this one came out. This one's, I didn't say it before, this one's Cozy Date by, again, Loki Cute. They make some cute cozy books. Theirs are just the characters are just so cute. Like, they're just super cute. Um, yeah. So I just love the way that came out with the bow. And I use, Staedtler fine tip pens. I like the micro tip pens for the wood grain effect, and then went back over with the alcohol marker so it would kind of blend in. And it came out really good, in my opinion. All right, so this next one I'm really happy about. It took me a while to do. Now, I don't draw very well. I try to do little details here and there. So this is the newest Bobby Goods on the Job. And this is the office page that they have in here. And I did it in the theme of one of my favorite shows, which is on Apple TV, and that would be Severance. So this would be Helly. I've tried to get her hair. This is mostly an alcohol marker with acrylic marker details, her hair, some the Link Wild gel pens for some of the writing, acrylic marker for the little waffle here. um, and just different pen work. The badge is acrylic marker, and I used the Sailor fine tip pens for the to draw on their clothes, to his little suit jacket or blazer and their shirt there. But yeah, that's this one. I was really proud of it when it came out. I love that show, so I'm always looking to try and do some kind of theme on these pages. I think it's really cute, and that's what is really enjoyable sometimes about the cozy coloring and kind of more simpler coloring like this is you can kind of have a little bit of an imagination and add your own details and put a spin on it. I've seen some uh, amazing ideas, amazing works done with these pages in these books and the cozy coloring books. Different themes. I've seen the office theme. Um, so yeah, that's it, you have the freedom to kind of do a lot of different things with these type of illustrations, and I love Bobby Good. So, and this next one's one of my favorites. This is, I think, this is the Rayhan Yudasi, Wild and Natur. Might be, I'm definitely mispronouncing. But I got this, and it took forever to get to me. A few weeks, and I was really excited to get it. I just love the way this artist does their illustrations in their books. So this is the page that I did, and this is all mostly alcohol marker that I did. All the shading, everything. This is all alcohol marker. The only thing I used was my gold metallic pen here for the bird cage to make it stand out. The white dots were the white gel pen. And then for the butterflies, I used the Staedtler pit pens. The Staedtler and the Faber-Castell pit pens. Because it was such a tiny space, I didn't want it to bleed as alcohol markers tend to do for in tiny little spaces. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pages. I just absolutely love it. It's just so whimsical, and just the way it's drawn, the shapes of the leaves, and just in the books with it just I love it. With the tree on top. Just seems so whimsical. Like I would want to go here and sit down and read a book. And the next one I've got is by one of my favorites. This is Wondrous Folk by Christine Karen. All right, and I get the Cleo page. And she's absolutely gorgeous. I use alcohol markers, gold metallic pen for the nails and the snake here on her headband, and color pencil for some shading on her face. Um, yeah, that was it. That's what I used. Pretty simple, and I just kind of took a while for the detail on her hair to make her braids and her hairstyle stand out. Um, and some color pencil shading here on the kitty cat here. But really love this one. And I did use some color pencil here on the background to just kind of get like a smoother gradient, which was, I think I used the Prismacolor to kind of blend a little bit better back there. That was that one. And this next one, not my favorite. So I like the book. I just don't like the page that I did. So this is the Bloom Folk Foxglove Forest by Oda Akta. Just the characters are just so cute. I just do not like what I did with this page. um, Alcohol markers, colored pencil for some shading, Prismacolor, acrylic marker, and white gel pen for the wings. And then I have a silver metallic gel pen for the kind of starry background. I don't like what I did here. I like the character. I like the wings. I like the leaves. This part, I just wish I had picked a different color for the background. And yeah, but everything else I like. And last but not least, we've got Cozy Cuties, Coco Wayo. This is again one of the ones with the thicker pages. I'm enjoying that. And I love this page. I just the colors, everything, it just is everything. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Yeah. Everything just looks great on this page. Alcohol markers, um, acrylic marker to cover the black line for the clouds and the windshield. And my attempt at a pinup. Okay, so she's supposed to be standing with her back facing us, and she's looking over her shoulder with her hand on her hip. That's that was I had an inspiration picture, and that's what it was, and so that's what we got. I think it was okay. I think I did decently, but that's what I was going for. But yeah, I really love it. The flowers on the pasture and the clouds and the metallic effect on the plane. This is just one of my favorites. I think I really like how it came out. All right. So that is it. And thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell for notifications. So when I post new videos, you are alerted and you know. Thank you for watching.